Welcome to I Was Just Overthinking, a weekly podcast where Z overthinks out loud about health, lifestyle, career, friendships, people, and everything in between. In a society where we're easily offended and all of our problems revolve around words or how someone said something, we're heading towards a disaster. Or stop looking for things that validate your already pre-existing opinion. When we stop being honest with each other, we all start being the same. Hello there. Thank you so much for joining. I was just overthinking. This is Z, your host, and I cannot wait to bring you the episode. We're going to be talking about lack of personality culture, what that means, and why is it that everybody these days has the same ideas and perspectives. I feel like people are becoming less and less original without further delays. Unlike all the trains these days, let's jump straight into episode 7. I think there is two sides of lack of personality culture. And by the way, I really want to coin that term. I haven't heard anyone use that phrase, but there you go. If I am the first one, let me know. If you've heard it somewhere else, do let me know also. I'd be curious to find out what other people think of lack of personality. Is that even the case? Do people actually agree to the idea that everybody is kind of lacking personality these days? On one side, I think people who are extremely fearful and scared of expressing what they truly think of things. And it could be starting from the most simple things and most natural things in the world, could end with something a bit more deep and complex. But they think it, but they never actually truly say it. They avoid it or they lie about it to their co-workers, to their friends, to anyone really out there who might judge them. So I feel like there is that one type of people who are incredibly scared of expressing what they truly think of things. I also think lack of personality culture comes in a slightly different way. I think these days every single person has kind of similar interests out there. I guess the youths that are considered Gen Z, most of them are all into the same things. For girls, I'm guessing it's that perfect Instagram makeup look, it's TikTok, it's being on TikTok all day, every day, holding the same kind of recycled views on the world, on feminism, on genders, on political systems, on political parties. By the way, I don't think they have that deep of an understanding of the political system. They just know what they shouldn't be agreeing to. But that's the status quo of people, and the lack of personality that is kind of the result of these two groups of people out there. Now, jumping into why I think lack of personality is out there, why do we have people that are scared of expressing their true views, that are scared of saying what they actually want to say? I feel like the main big thing is that they're genuinely scared. They're just scared of being judged. It's become so easy for everyone to twist people's words. It's become really easy for people to misconstrue certain things, and I feel like everybody has become incredibly sensitive and easily offended about every single thing out there, be it something so simple and it could end with something a bit more complicated. I feel like people are just becoming very, very easily offended. And it's not okay, because in a society where we're easily offended and all of our problems revolve around words or how someone said something, we're heading towards a disaster. Another thing I noticed, I feel like lately I've been finding it really difficult to have conversations with people. I feel like they're not interested in anything. I genuinely don't find a lot of people interesting. And I think I was talking about this to one of my colleagues, and I was telling him, listen, I'm really trying to like make new friends. It's really fun to get to know other people, but I feel like nobody's that interesting anymore. Everyone I meet out there, they just have nothing about them that interests me. They don't have a personality. They're scared to offend you. They're this little ball of fuzzy, fake, surface level conversations and views. And it's just genuinely annoying to me. Because I'm an overthinker, I started kind of taking it as like a phrase out there that says if you find everyone boring, maybe you are the boring one yourself. And then when I was talking to my colleague about this, he goes, you know what, Zarf? Actually, you might be right. It's not really you that's boring. Most people actually are boring people. Most people really are happy with what they do. They don't care about becoming a better person. They don't care about improving their life, improving their personality, improving their character, working on themselves, and doing new things that actually develops them, develops their genetic code, and makes them a better human being down the line. I wish I could blame myself for it because I love blaming myself for everything. But on this one, I'm pretty firm. A lot of people have become genuinely not interesting. I've mentioned this almost on every episode that is possible to mention social media on, but I feel like this horrible unity of opinion is so toxic, and it is out there because of social media. I mean, the amount of influence social media has on you is just immense. It's absolutely immense. The amount of ideas that are being kind of recycled, constantly shoved down everyone's throats through reels, through music videos, through ads, through TV shows, through rhetoric that is being used, is just so repetitive. And I feel like in Azerbaijani and in Russian actually, there is a saying that I'll try my best to translate, is if you tell a man that he's a pig enough times, he'll think that he's a pig, or he'll turn into a pig. There's a depth to that saying, because if you keep on telling someone that you're a bad person, let's say, I'm gonna take that example, if someone keeps on telling you that you are this and this is the only way you can be, the power of persuasion that goes into that and influences your mind actually makes you and your subconscious start believing in whatever that is being said to you. I mean, that's how subliminal messaging works. Please Google subliminal messaging. Google predictive programming. Google all these things and educate yourself on how these messages, how this messaging actually affects your subconscious. Because the easiest, the most obvious way to deliver a message on a massive level is obviously through some sort of content on TV, be it on social media platforms, be it on wherever it is, right, where people consume content or knowledge. That is the way it works. So when you do receive a lot of subliminal messaging, when you do not kind of see how it's being done, because granted it is subliminal, you don't exactly feel it, it's all very symbolic, it's all very kind of, it's all in the fine print, if you like. It's very difficult to, I guess, spot it. That's why I'm very big on preventing these things by isolating yourself from receiving that type of content. Again, isolating yourself could just not be the perfect thing to do, but if that is what you have to do to keep yourself sane, do it. Obviously, at a point, you would want to reach a point where you see things through. So you're watching something and you know exactly why that is being conveyed to you, what is the message that is being conveyed. It's always good to have that awareness, but if you cannot, obviously make sure that you do prevent receiving a lot of content and you're not sure what the actual messaging behind it is. And obviously it is to protect your mental health, it is to protect your true self, and it is to protect your soul. Another thing thing I noticed is, and it's something that I've noticed not just in my normal life, not just amongst my friends, but amongst my family members, amongst my colleagues, and back when I was in uni, amongst my classmates, I feel like everyone has the same views because nobody actually appreciates honesty. I feel like people don't want to hear honest truth. It's like some sort of weird surface level sheep mentality type of thing. I feel like people just don't like someone who's being honest. I feel like my entire life I've always struggled with having friends because I always thought that the best friend that you can be, the best version of yourself that you can be for another person, is to be honest with them, is to tell them the truth that will make them a better person. And I feel like my entire life that has always been misconstrued amongst people. And every single person that I met in my life and I tried to be friends with never accepted that I am just there to give you my honest opinion and give you the truth that you need to hear. The truth that will push you to become a better person. It's great when you have a friend who always tells you, oh yeah, you look pretty. Oh yeah, you're amazing. No, you don't have to change anything about yourself. You're great as you are. I don't want that type of friend, genuinely. And I hope that I'm not that type of a friend to any of my friends. Because to me, that's the last thing I ever want to do. To be fake to someone and tell them that they're great or they look good or no, they don't need to take care of their health. They don't need to take care of their body. No, it's all good. They're great. You're great as you are. Maybe internally you are. Doesn't mean that you cannot be better. Doesn't mean that you shouldn't thrive to be a better person. I appreciate a friend who is honest with me and who will sit me down and tell me, listen, I love you. I want the best for you. This is how you do it. This is how you achieve it. That is the best value friend to me. And I thrive to be that type of a person all the time. But again, I feel like that is another reason why there is such lack of personality in people, because people sometimes don't want to be treated in a way, or they don't want to treat people in the way that they would be treated. So if someone is thinking to themselves that, oh, like, I wouldn't appreciate if someone comes to me and says that I am this and that, like I'm a bad person, or I didn't do well in this, or this wasn't a good thing that I've done. They probably think to themselves, okay, if someone came to me like that, I would take it the wrong way. So why would I do that to someone else? And I feel like it's a vicious cycle. It becomes this like weird surface level friendships or relationships that you start building with people. You don't want to hurt the other person, and then you keep on being fake, and this level of fakeness I feel like never fades away. It never stops. So honestly, that's not ideal to me. I don't want honesty to die down, because when we stop being honest with each other, we all start being the same. We all start lacking our true selves. We start lacking personality. We start lacking character. We start lacking any type of individuality, which just makes me sick to my stomach. Another thing I wanted to touch on is not exactly lack of personality, but the type of personality that we see out there. I wanted to talk about this because this is something I've noticed since I was a teenager or even a kid. But I've noticed that a lot of celebrities out there, the image that they kind of try to convey to people is that, oh, I am this celebrity, I am super mysterious. My personality is so different. I am into such different things you would never understand because you are just a normie and I am this goddess or god, and I am super artistic, super creative. I am in touch with something deeper than myself, and I am so deep and complex that you will never get it. And honestly, these celebrities that pretend to have that type of a personality is the most hilarious thing I've ever experienced in my life. And I've noticed it, and I've been noticing this about celebrities since I was like a kid. I feel like all those, do you know what I'm talking about? Let me know on Instagram. Do you know those pictures that they post, like the ones that are like a picture of their Polaroid camera, or like a picture from a Polaroid camera, or a picture of the window, or a picture of their shoes with like a dark filter, or a picture of them holding a pen, right? It's like anything they do, they're like, oh, this is art, this is creativity. No, it's not. No, it's not. It's nothing like that. It's just some idiot trying to pretend they have some sort of depth to them. And all they have is literally nothing. If you genuinely are intact and aligned with yourself as a spiritual being, and you look at these pictures, you're like, what the heck is going on in here? This is the most empty, soulless pictures, ideas, messages, words I've ever seen in my entire life. Seriously, I'm very curious if people agree to this, because this is something I've felt for such a long time since I was a kid. It's like I'll look at a celebrity's picture or something, and something they say or post, and they think they're saying like such profound things, and in reality it's just bullshit. I'm sorry, but it's just complete BS. The amount of depth they think that they have, or they try to show to people that they have, it's zero. It's literally all words, no action, no real thing, completely lack of personality, lack of character. It's just a show. So please, if someone is actually looking at these celebrities and thinking, oh my god, this person is so smart, this person is so incredibly divine, and whatever they say is profound, oh please. Please, they have no depth to them. I feel like most of these celebrities are on medication for anxiety and whatever medication they use to keep themselves intact, because the amount of attention that they get is absolutely not normal. Genuinely, I don't feel the attention that is being given to these people messes them up, because at the end of the day, every celebrity is a human being at the end of the day, okay? Some of it is debatable. I'm not gonna get into that in this episode, but I believe that some celebrities are genuinely just normal human beings, but obviously the things that they see, or they have to go through for reasons I'm not going to mention in this episode, it's quite horrifying, the things that they have to do because of their duties in whatever contracts that they enter. It's actually horrifying for a soul. It's horrifying for a human being. So all of these pictures, all of these phrases and quotes they post, it just makes me want to laugh. Genuinely. It just makes me want to laugh. It's so hilarious. It has no meaning behind it. There is no depth to it. And it's just a person who's trying so hard to seem like they're something, but they're absolutely nothing. So please, if you are someone who wants to develop their personality, please don't follow a celebrity. Please don't try to be like them. Be like yourself. Because let me tell you the truth, all they want to be is just like you. They wish they could be as unique and individual like you. I promise you that. If you don't want to believe that, don't believe that. But that's the hard reality. Once you realize it, trust me, you'll be better off. You'll start realizing what you're worth. You'll start realizing who you actually are. And you'll start remembering a lot of things about yourself. Lastly, I wanted to talk about, if you do really think that you've fallen into the trap of agreeing to everything that everyone says, what is the way out? What can you do? Well, my friend, the best thing that you can do is stop listening to everyone. Stop reaching out and trying to find your opinions elsewhere. The only place where you should be looking for your own opinions and views on things is inside of you. I know some of you will think, oh, I don't trust myself with this because I don't know enough about it. Stop being lazy. That's my best advice. Stop being lazy. If you don't have a person in your life who you know does their research, who you know spends a lot of time and effort in finding out things and researching things, and if you don't have that person you can trust, become that person. Start reading things. Start researching things. There are so many resources out there for you to form an opinion. Because at the end of the day, what is an opinion? An opinion is a conclusion that you arrive at after you know certain things or after you've done your research. Of course, nobody knows the truth. Of course, nobody knows everything. But the best you can do is be curious and stop being scared of thinking something. Stop suppressing your inner person, your inner soul, your inner thoughts. One day it's going to blow up in your face. Stop with the crazy amount of fear you hold in your soul. Just stop with that. Stop being scared. If you are a good person, you will stay a good person. If you don't know what to think of something, don't go out and ask people about it. Do your research first. That's why when people come to me about a question, or they come to me about something that's happened out there, it could be something in the news, something, I don't know, like Andrew Tate or whoever, right? The first thing I do is not remember or see things or not remember what everyone else says about it. Granted, if there is something that someone wants to know about, it's usually about a topic that's already been out there. You've seen a couple of videos, whatever, news articles about it. Don't form your opinions so quickly, especially when those opinions are based on like 3 seconds of a video you see on Instagram, seriously, or on TikTok. Do yourself a favor and be smart about things. Stop being lazy about your own opinion. The best you can do is do your research. There is a little twist in there. Stop doing the research or stop looking for things that validate your already pre-existing opinion. You need to understand that your opinion or your pre-existing opinion is there not because of you, it's because of what you've been subliminally told. So start being critical. Stop being a sheep. Start thinking outside the box. Start thinking about the other side of the argument. Think if there is any merit to it. Stop searching for validation of your pre-existing fake opinions. Research things, read about things, challenge yourself. Try your best to go outside of what you already believe. Because as from my experience and from the experience of a lot of people I know, once they do that, they reach the heights and they reach the understanding that they never had before. And it's a forever thing that needs to happen in your life. You can never stop learning, you can never stop developing yourself, and you can never stop being curious about things. And I hope that never dies within you. I hope this podcast episode gives you a bit of clarity on why there is lack of personality culture and how you can avoid it. Be you, be original, be yourself, and trust me, there is nothing good in being like someone else, because you will never be that other person. You can only be you. And that's the true power that lies within you. And that is a wrap for this episode. Thank you so much for joining Z. If you enjoyed it, share the episode with someone who you think would like it too. And follow me for more on Instagram at zpod.cast. Until next time, don't overthink too much and take it easy.